Hey everyone! So, what could be considered a rare Blu-ray? That's right, you heard me, rare Blu-ray. Put an asterisk on both ends of that word. Well, what could be considered a rare Blu-ray is potentially a Blu-ray that's out there, but is asking sometimes higher prices than originally intended. Sometimes the prices are reasonable, and some of the prices are just out there in space floating about waiting for someone to purchase them or utilize them. And that's why I want to come on here. Because being a fan of the likes of James Rolfe, Chris Bors, Pat Cotter, Zaran Isaac, Sean McLean, and many others, the one thing I've noticed that they, along with the likes of Game and Historian, even Rerez and GameSack, talk about is sometimes rare and obscure items, with those related to how to play a game itself, or even movies. And that's why I want to come on here. Because basically, the one thing I noticed that they don't really talk about too much is rare Blu-rays. The one thing that Scott the Woz recently talked about, or one of his videos he talked about many years ago, was the rare obscure games that come out for the Wii, the Wii U, the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 4, stuff like that nobody knows about because they ask very cheap prices because they're mostly variety games. But anyway, getting to the point, the reason I want to come on here and talk about those rare Blu-rays is because I wanted to show you some of the rare Blu-rays that I have that would be considered somewhat in that category. Now, I know some of you are thinking that the movies I'm about to show you probably aren't that rare, and you'd probably be right. But again, these are the kind of movies that if you do find them online, hopefully you can find them at a very decent price, or you'll end up finding them at astronomical prices that they shouldn't be asked for. I mean, one movie that I do have, I tried to look online to purchase it again for a friend or a family member, and they were asking for almost 4 times more than what I originally paid for it. All because of the fact that it's not printed anymore or out and published. Heck, you can't even find the thing streaming online unless you go to Vudu or Amazon Prime. But the point is, I just wanted to come on here and show you some of the movies that I have that would be considered asterisk rare Blu-ray movies that could still be found, but could either be asking for a decent price or an astronomical price. And the only way you could also find these without looking online is either going to a swamp meet / flea market like Pat Cotter, Pat the NES Punk does, or be very fortunate that a Best Buy or a Walmart or a Target, one that's basically the mega version of some of the stores in my region combined, be fortunate if they have it in stock, in the category. It's kind of like with vinyl LPs. Sometimes the vinyl LPs among the comeback that you can only find is online. Heck, I had to go on Amazon exclusive or Amazon.com and get the Amazon exclusive release of Evergreen Nights on vinyl LP, the re-release of the original album. Because when I went to Return to Analog, which is a Canadian site, yes, they were willing to ship it, but they're asking for almost $30 altogether, shipping included, just to send it here to the US. Well, Amazon is basically like, look, we have it as an exclusive, you can get it right here, boom, it's yours. And I recently ended up ordering it. But back to the point here, that's exactly what I'm talking about. Sometimes you can only find these things online, and sometimes you'll be fortunate enough to find them at a decent price, and some you will not. But with that said, let's get on with this, and let me show you some of the rare, asterisk on both ends of that word, rare Blu-rays that I have and me and my family have in our possession that you could still find, but you have to be careful whether or not finding them at astronomical prices or decent prices. So let's get on with it, shall we? Okay, so the first Blu-ray I want to show you that you could consider being in the category of rare, if not rare, is something that you would think obviously should have been released in time for the 30th anniversary of the movie several years back. 30 years ago, this movie was released in theaters. I should know because my parents took me and my sisters along with them to Union City Drive-In to see it. And how do I know this? Because in the back, because we had, I think, what was it, a station wagon or something, Toyota station wagon, in the back was another screen at the Union City Drive-In, and they were showing the He-Man live-action movie, Masters of the Universe. So instead of watching La Bamba with my family, like I should have, there were times I would turn my head around, look out the back, and try to see the He-Man movie, even though I couldn't hear it. But the reason I bring that up is because I'm surprised that Sony Pictures Columbia Pictures didn't release this on Blu-ray when they did for the 30th anniversary of the movie. Now they probably want to wait to the 50th anniversary of the actual event that it's based on to occur, but that's already gone and come, if you know what I mean. So what am I talking about? I'm talking about La Bamba. That's right. This is part of the Twilight Time series. This was actually distributed by Twilight Time. And it is a Columbia Pictures movie. You can actually see the seal right there. And you can see the seal right here as well. Now this was released by Twilight Time Home Video, I believe. And it comes with a booklet and everything talking about the movie. It's kind of a collector's edition. So yeah, Twilight Time released this as part of the Twilight Time series. I don't know if they're part of, I don't know if they were part of Columbia TriStar or whatever, but they had their own website. Now the way I was able to get this was through Amazon, because Twilight Time had a connection, or the people that own the Twilight Time series had a connection, or had if not had a partnership with Amazon, to where you could use your Prime account to buy some of the stuff. And one of the things they had on sale was, of course, the La Bamba movie. Now you could probably still find this at a decent price. I think I got this for like $17.99. I'm not really sure, but I'm pretty sure you could still find it at a price just like that. Go to Amazon.com, look up La Bamba, put in the keyword Blu-ray, and you might be able to find it. Now, if you can't find it at the $17.99 price, then it's gone either up or down. Hopefully, you'll be able to find it at a decent price. But this is one of those rare Blu-rays that I'm talking about, because you can't find this in stores. You can't find this at a Walmart. You can't find this at a Target. You can't find this at a Best Buy. Heck, you'd be fortunate enough you go to a swamp meet / flea market and find this. But they'd be probably asking for a lot of money, knowing that it's a rare Blu-ray that you can't get anywhere else except for maybe online, if not only online. So yeah, La Bamba is one of those movies we have. The other one that I think is kind of obscure, but maybe not, it's probably less obscure, or because you can still find it online and probably at a decent price, is one of the first adult animated Marvel movies. I think this is just a little before Marvel got purchased by Disney. And that is the Invincible Iron Man. That's right, the Invincible Iron Man. And in an adult animated film that was rated, I think, PG-13, or not rated at all. But yeah, this was basically a movie that was aimed at the older audience. And I wanted to get it. And fortunately I did, because of course this was at a time when the MCU was just beginning its building process, and I think just a little before Disney purchased them. So yeah, the Invincible Iron Man, which was distributed by Lionsgate at the time, is a decent movie. Now, this is the kind of movie that is rare, but you can probably find it at a decent price, very affordable, maybe $9.99, $7.99, if not $5 as a whole. So yeah, you can end up finding this kind of a movie online, and you probably, like I said, be able to get it. Can you find this in stores? Yeah, you'd be fortunate enough to. I mean, there are places like a Walmart, Target, and even a Best Buy that you could probably find this in the bargain bin, the bargain sections of the stores. Even the Dollar Trees and Dollar Generals, you could probably find these in the bargain areas for $1. So it's not too rare, but it's the kind that you have to really look around to find. But you will be able to find it. But you'll be able to find it at a more decent price than an astronomical price, like let's say La Bamba could be. So yeah, Invincible Iron Man. Not probably too rare, but heading in that category perhaps, if you look at it in a certain way. Another one, I look at being rare because it's one of those movies that is rare. It's priced okay, priced decently, but if you try to buy it off Amazon, you're going to be paying two times more, if not 3 times more than what it is on the Disney Club. That's right, this is a Disney Club exclusive. It's one of those online exclusives, studio exclusives, that you can only get directly from the studio. One of those MODs, if you will, movie on demands. And that is a Goofy movie. And you can see here it says Disney Blu-ray exclusive and Disney Movie Club. The same with Extremely Goofy Movie. Both are basically in the same category. You can't find these at Walmart. You can't find these at Target. You can't find these at Best Buy. You can only find them at the Disney Movie Club. The other thing as well is if you can find them on Amazon, which you can do, you better be ready to shell out 2 or 3 times more than what Disney Club is offering. Because basically there's a lot of people that want to sell you this on Amazon, if not eBay, for about 40 to 50 bucks. I was able to get this thanks to Frank Hill. It's Frank because he sent it to me. And I'm very appreciative of that. Because of the fact that this is the only way you can get this and the sequel on Blu-ray. But yeah, this is one of those cases where a rare movie is just that. It's a rare film that is available, widely available, but only through certain studio clubs or studio sites themselves. So yeah, a Goofy movie falls in that category as being the kind of rare movie that does exist. It's out there, you can get it, but you got to get it through the studio's club site or the studio site itself. And speaking of movies that I don't really see that much around, because I think you have to basically buy them directly offline or online, I should say, either through Amazon or Walmart or Target or wherever. But if you buy it, you can probably find it at a decent price, but you could also find it at an astronomical price because it's one of those movies that's so good that people know that if you want it in your collection, you're willing to pay anything in their minds. And that's Batman Mask of the Phantasm. Yeah, I ended up getting this myself. And it's one of those rare Batman movies that's so good that you just have to have it in many formats. You have to have it on DVD. You have to have it on VHS. You have to have it on Blu-ray. You have to potentially have it on 4K as well as streaming. But yeah, it's one of those movies that is that damn good. And to me, it's also one of those movies that you don't see, circulating around any place right now because basically it's a very rare movie. They know, I'm pretty sure that the companies that would like to distribute it or sell it in the stores know, depending on the price it could sell for, it would sell out. Now, when I look at it, I look at a movie that potentially at a Walmart or a Target could go for about $7.99. And when I look at places like Amazon, I look at something that can go for maybe $14.99. The studio site itself at Warner Brothers, I could see maybe $17.99. Basically, you could still find this, online, but depending on where you find it and how you get it, you're either going to be paying the price of a new Blu-ray release movie or 4K Blu-ray release movie, or you'll be paying the price for something that's been out for quite some time and has pretty much served its purpose at the price of being a new movie. Now let's make it affordable kind of range. But yeah, Batman Mask of the Phantasm does fall in that category because it's more along the lines of a movie you can't physically find unless you live in a vicinity, like I said earlier, where a mega Walmart, a mega Target, a mega Best Buy is located, and you'll be able to find this among many rare items or rare movies on Blu-ray that you can't find if you live in the vicinity like I do. So yeah, Mask of the Phantasm kind of falls in the category as being a rare movie that you can get that's widely available, but only online. So there's that one. Alright, so the next one kind of falls into a category. In fact, all these fall into a category to where they're very similar to what I just said about Batman, but depending on how you get them, they might go for different prices because because basically when they were out, I remember Zara would always come out and every video he would always do an updated Godzilla video saying, hey, I got the new Godzilla film. I got this one. I got that one. And when I would get them, I would notice some of them went for decent prices and some of them didn't. So basically, I ended up getting some Godzilla films. I do have other ones as well, but I'm not going to dig them out right now. That might be in another video. But I do have some Godzilla films here, or relatable Godzilla films that you can still find, but you might have to be careful because they're kind of in the middle of, finding them at a decent price and finding them at an astronomical price. And just like Batman Mask of the Phantasm, you can only get online more so than anything else. And of course, I'm talking about the likes of King Kong versus Godzilla, which of course the remake, the reboot is coming out next year. But yeah, this one, which is a classic, and it's pretty good. But yeah, you can't really find this anywhere physically at a Walmart or a Target or anywhere else unless there's a special promotion. I'm sure when the movie comes out next year, they're going to bring out these movies just to help promote the new one, especially this. But right now, it's one of those movies that's rare because you can only find it online, and it could be going for astronomical prices or for an average price. These next ones right here kind of fall into the category of rare, but still widely available, and that's these Godzilla films. We have Godzilla versus the Sea Monster. So we have that. We have Godzilla versus the Smog Monster. We have Godzilla 1984-85 and Godzilla on Monster Island. Basically, and they're all named differently. Like you got Godzilla on Monster Islands, Godzilla vs. Gigan, Godzilla 84, Return of Godzilla. We have Godzilla Smog Monster, Godzilla vs. Hedron. You got Godzilla vs. Sea Monster, Airman, Horror of the Deep. And these were all released. These were all released in time for when the first new Godzilla movie came out, to kind of coincide with it. But the point is, these movies, they're available, but like I said, they kind of run in that category of being right in the middle of being affordable and astronomically not affordable, because you can only get them online, thus making them kind of rare, making them asterisks, if you will, rare Blu-rays that you can only get online, because physically, like I said earlier, unless you have a store nearby or a swap meet nearby that's selling these for decent prices, online's the only way you can get them. Now, the other asterisk rare Blu-ray out there in the series is King Kong Escapes. This one follows in the footsteps of the Godzilla King Kong movie from the 60s. And basically, it's one of those movies that, again, falls into the category of being at rare, asterisk on both ends of the word, rare Blu-ray that you can only get online and not physically in store. Like I said, unless you go to a Best Buy and a Walmart and Target that is overly massive in size and is able to carry just about everything, you won't be able to find this anywhere but online. The same with a flea market / swamp meet. You won't be able to find this unless someone's selling it there at a decent price, but more than likely they'd be scalping it for a higher price. But again, it's one of those movies that everybody will be able to get next year, no doubt, when they bring out the new movie. In time, I should say, to tie in with the new film that's coming out. But yeah, like I said, it falls into that category. And this is why, basically, I put an asterisk on the title of this video for the word rare. I put an asterisk on both ends of the word rare, because some of you, I know, right now will be debating whether or not some of these are rare or they're not rare. You know, some of you might be saying, oh, it's not that rare, it's still there, and you'd be right. But what I'm saying is these are the kinds that you could still probably find, but you have to either pay a high price or a decent price for. And most times you can only find them online. That's basically about it. Now, speaking of movies that I can't find anywhere, that you can find online, but I don't really see always advertised in the anime sections, even though it's based on a very popular anime, is Appleseed Alpha. I don't know what it is about the Appleseed series, I just like it. I have one of the movies on Blu-ray or DVD, but I don't know what it is, but something about this movie, just grabs my attention. And it's basically one of those films that, in my opinion, you can still find it online. You can probably find it physically in stores, but it's also those kind that you have to really scurry about just to find. You basically, like I said earlier, you have to go to a Walmart or a Target or a Best Buy or wherever that has a massive amount of movies and stuff available to where even they would have something like this. Something like this you'd probably find if you do find it at a huge Walmart or a huge retail store like Target or Kohl's or Best Buy or whatever. You'd be able to find it maybe in the bargain bin if you're lucky. I was able to get this when it first came out. So I was fortunate enough for that. But if you can't, and you can't even find it at a swamp meet, online's your best choice. And this does fall into the asterisk rare Blu-ray section because it's still widely available. But again, it falls into that middle section of you can get it at a decent price, or you can find it at an astronomical price. And it kind of falls into that category of it's still available in physical retailers if you're able to find it. But I haven't seen it that much, so it basically falls into that asterisk rare Blu-ray category. It does. Now, you want to talk about a rare Blu-ray that basically does cost a lot. I have not seen this in stores anymore. I have not seen this online. I have seen this online. I have not seen this though in stores. And when I saw it online, like I mentioned at the beginning, it's one of those movies that when I bought it at a decent price. Now that I see it, people are asking 2 to 3 times more for it. And I'm talking about the Alvins Diamond Edition, The Chipmunk Adventure on Blu-ray. That's right, this was the Blu-ray that came out. They did a Blu-ray DVD combo pack with the film, as well as they did a Walmart exclusive pack of the film that also came with the soundtrack. But yeah, this is the Chipmunk Adventure. This was the very first Alvin and the Chipmunks theatrical film that came out in 1987-88. And it's one of those films that you may have a difference of opinion on it, but it's pretty good. But now it also falls into that category of being one of those films, or one of those Blu-ray releases that is indeed rare, because you can't find it in stores. You can find it online, but depending whether you're looking at eBay, Amazon, Walmart, or Target, you will find it there, but the prices that'll be asked for it are way beyond what it originally was released for. Now when it comes to Walmart and Target, I could be wrong, because they're more like, look, and I say this with no disrespect to Amazon, but they're more like, hey, this doesn't seem right, let's investigate and see what happens. And I'm sure Amazon does the same thing. But anyway, getting back to point, if you were to look for this movie online, you can't find it at a regular price. It's going for about 2 to 3 times more, because now it's one of those rare films that only had a one-time Blu-ray release. It didn't even get a Blu-ray release in time for its 30th anniversary, which was in 2017. So you have to wonder, are they waiting for 2022 to do a 35th anniversary release? I don't know. But the point is, ladies and gentlemen, this falls definitely into the category of rare Blu-rays that you can't really find, anywhere anymore, physically, in store or not. And that the only way you can find it is online, but it goes for astronomical prices. So it definitely falls into the rare category, if you know what I mean. Now, speaking of rare, but it's the kind of rare that you can find, so you don't have to worry about too much about it. But if you want to get it, fine, not a problem. But like I said, you could still find this online. In fact, you can find it on YouTube right now as we speak at Retro Rerun, I think it's called. Just type in Rock and Rule in the search bar, and you can find it. The full movie, it's on Retro Run or Retro Rerun. And basically, this movie, and I just said the title, didn't I? Rock and Rule is one of those movies from a Blu-ray perspective is kind of almost in the category that a Chipmunk Adventure is. It's a rare film. Now, it also falls into that. It also falls into the other category of being a rare asterisk on both ends of the word film, because, like I said, it's still available. It's still widely available online. You just can't find it, physically in stores. Like I said, unless that store is massively huge and it's available and it's able to it's able to distribute and sell every kind of movie out there. You can't find this anywhere else but online. And again, it falls into that category of it can be affordable and it can't be affordable. And when I say it falls into that category, and I say this with some of the other movies I mentioned earlier, is sometimes most of the time you see it available, it's available by people that want to ask astronomical prices for it. You got to be very vigilant in looking and selecting the one you want, because the one you want has to have maybe the prime word under it so that you know that's a legit thing. The point is, ladies and gentlemen, when I look at a movie like Rock and Roll, like I said, it falls into the category of, from a Blu-ray perspective, it's rare, kind of right in the middle of rare, really rare, and asterisk rare. But it's also the kind of movie that you could now see at any time you want because it's on YouTube. You can watch it at any time. The same thing with the anime 1 Million Year Trip, the Bandar book, the anime Bandar book 1 Million Year Trip. No one ever thought that film by Asu Tizami, I'm sorry if I pronounced his name right. He's kind of like the Walt Disney of anime. But basically, no one thought that film would ever be available anywhere else. Retro Crush comes around, says, let us have it, let us distribute it, and there you go. Retro Crush, of course, owned by Digital Media Rights Company, took that and said, let us distribute it online, and that's what, on our streaming site, and that's what they've done. So if you want to watch Bandar Book, 1 Million Year Trip, there you go. But the point I'm trying to get at is, basically, this does fall under the rare category, but it's right in the middle of really rare and asterisk rare, as well as it falls into the category of available, decent price, and, not so decent price. But it's also one of those movies that if you don't want to get the Blu-ray and you still want to watch it, more power to you. You can watch it here on YouTube. Alright, so another rare film I have, and John Campa was kind of surprised when I told him about this, because he even didn't know about it. So I told him about it as a recommendation for a movie to watch during this whole situation, and it's called The Congress. Now this stars Robin Wright, and I didn't even know about it. The only way I found out about it was people were uploading and showing these animated clips of animated people shape-shifting and doing all kinds of crazy stuff. And I was thinking, what is this from? And I find out it's from this, and then I found out it's from this movie. Now, this movie was distributed by Draft House Pictures. And this does fall under the rare category, if you will, kind of down the middle, like Rock and Roll. It falls under that category of really rare and asterisk rare, because basically it's available, but it's the kind of movie that you wonder whether or not they're going to ask for a high price or they're going to ask for a decent price. It's also the kind of movie that does have a digital version available, but you have to basically now be part of something. You have to be part of a certain streaming site to watch it, because if you try to use the code in here to get the movie, it won't work. But yeah, the Congress is one of those films that when you watch it, you're like, what's so good about it? What's so cool about it? And what the Congress does is it follows basically it follows the story of something that a lot of people are dealing with nowadays in Hollywood. And that is the fact that you can have your image, your face, your body, your structure, digitally download for future use. And that's what this movie is about. Robin Wright is herself, and it allows her to basically allows her image to live on even through animation and other kind of films that normally she wouldn't be able to be part of or she had turned down in the past. So it's a really interesting film, but it does fall, like I said, from a release and availability standpoint, it does fall in the middle of rare and asterisk rare, because the rare part is you could still find it and maybe it'd be at a decent price, but the asterisk rare is, well, it's available, but you got to be careful, kind of deal. You can get it at a decent price, or it could be asked for an astronomical price, and you'd be lucky if you can find it, because it's one of those movies that comes and goes when the studio pleases it for. I go on drafthousepictures.com and I can't even find it there. So it does kind of, like I say, fall in that middle of really rare and asterisk rare. Okay, so with that said, as I fix things up here for a second. So, with that said, what other Blu-rays fall under that category? Well, here's one that I know Bob's show would not be too thrilled in knowing about, because he's already reviewed it. And it kind of falls under that rare category because it's released by Anchor Bay Entertainment. And we're talking Cinderella 3D, or just Cinderella, the cowboy western version of it, that has, I think, a PG rating. And the reason I say this falls under the rare one is because you can't find it anywhere else anymore. I was lucky enough to get it when I did. Now, you can find it online, there's no doubt about that, but you can't find the Blu-ray anywhere anymore unless you look online on Amazon. And when I say it falls under the rare category, I'm basically saying that it falls under that rare category to where it's available, and but it's also available at a decent price. It's the kind of movie that, not everybody's going to ask astronomical prices for, so the only way you can find it is online. If you find it on Amazon, fine, that's cool. More power to you. But it's basically the kind of movie that, does fall under the category of rare and asterisk rare, kind of right in the middle, because it's available and it's not available depending on where you look. Whether you look physically in stores, you won't probably be able to find it unless, Best Buy has it in stock, which is more than likely than anything. Or you go online and find it at Amazon. But both ways, you'll be able to find it at a decent price. So it kind of falls in that middle category of rare and asterisk rare. So yeah, Cinderella. Go figure. And honestly, I don't know what it was. I just saw the movie. I was like, hey, this looks interesting. So there you go. And the other one that's kind of rare, this got sent to me recently by Frank Hill. It's Frank. Because I haven't seen it anywhere else besides from what Frank has sold me. And it's basically sold by and is it distributed by Mill Creek? Or MVD Rewind Collection? Because, okay, so the reason I say Rewind Collection, because recently at my job, and they still have it, I was able to get Girls Just Want to Have Fun and Roxanne on Blu-ray, but the way the covers are designed as being a old school VHS. That's kind of what this looks like here. Yes, it's part of the MVD Rewind Collection. I don't know if that's Mill Creek Video Demand or what. But yeah, this is Double Dragon, and this does fall under the rare category because I've never saw this in the stores. You can only get this online, and like I said, it kind of falls into that rare, in the middle of rare and asterisk rare, because of the fact that, it's available, obviously, but you can only get it online, and if you do, you could probably get it at a decent price, or you might be finding one at an astronomical price, but it'll probably fall under the category of decent price. But yeah, Double Dragon, which is based off the video game of the same name. So yeah. This is one of those movies that, it's, like I said, falls into the category of extremely rare and rare. So you gotta, of rare and extremely rare. And it comes with a poster. How about that? But yeah, this is the movie that got sent to me by Frank Hill. So that's pretty cool. But like I said, it's also a kind of movie that will fall right in the middle of rare and asterisk rare. Like it's like rare being, yeah, it's available, but you good luck trying to find it at a decent price. Asterisk rare is it's available, but it could be available two different ways. You know, decent price or astronomical price. So there you go. And then this one, I don't know. It kind of falls into the rare slash asterisk rare category. It's like right in the middle. Like it is a rare thing to have because it's available, but it all depends. But you know, good luck trying to find it even on Amazon and even on its website. And it falls, but you'll be able to find it at a decent price. But it also falls under the asterisk rare as being, yeah, it's available, but you may be paying a astronomical price for it. And I'm talking about the Angry Video Game Nerd movie. Now, I know some of you are thinking that's not possible. There's no way this movie could be that rare. Well, you might be right, but you gotta remember, it's the kind of movie that you can only find online. Walmart, Target, Best Buy, they won't sell it unless it's online, unless it's through the online stores. Amazon's the only one that sold it, along with Cinematica Store. But the point I'm getting at is it's the kind of movie that it does fall right in the middle of rare and asterisk rare. In other words, it falls into the category of rare as being you could find it, but good luck trying to find it at a decent price. Well, asterisk rare is it's there, but you may have to pay either a high price or a lower price. So it does fall in that category. And again, that's what this video is about. I know people will argue, oh, it's not that rare. Da, 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 da. I get that. But it's just my opinion. Yeah, it's just my opinion. You can argue it. But to me, this does fall under that category. And then last but not least, this does also fall under the category of rare. But it falls under the asterisk rare more so than the rare. And basically, it's this one. Bronies, the extremely unexpected adult fan base of My Little Pony. That's right. This falls under the category of more so asterisk rare. In other words, it's available, but you have to be careful on how you buy it. It's either available at a decent price online, or it's available at an astronomical price online. And that's the truth. It's either available at a decent price. Like me, I think I spent about $13 for both sets. And about the same for this. But now, if you try to find it, you might be paying about $13 each, or $13 as a whole, or you might be paying $36 or $46. So that's why it falls into the asterisk rare category, because it's available, but you might be paying extraordinary prices for it, if you know what I mean. Maybe paying extraordinary prices, if not decent prices. So be on the lookout for that. And that could happen through Amazon or eBay. For all we know, maybe even Walmart online or Target online or Best Buy online. But you got to be careful. So yeah, Brony, the unexpected adult fan base of My Little Pony, the documentary, kind of falls under the category of, like I said, under the asterisk rare category of, like I said, being available, but it's the kind that you gotta, watch out how much you're gonna pay for it if you want to purchase it. So, anyway though guys, that's pretty much going to wrap up this video. I know I sound like I went all over the place here, and I probably said rare and asterisk rare a lot, but I wanted to get the point across of that depending on how you look at it, some of these movies, just from my own personal point of view, are the kind that you can only find online, and if you find them online, you're either going to be paying a decent amount for them, or you're going to be paying astronomical prices for them. That's the way I look at it. And that's why I wanted to do this video, to kind of show you the rare and asterisk rare Blu-ray releases that are out there, the ones that fall into the category of rare, fall into the asterisk rare category, as well as right in the middle. So let me know what you guys all think down below. Comment if you like, and I will talk to y'all later. Thank you all for watching.